tuning in to Crafts and Coffee with Kris and Kel. I'm Kris.
And I'm Kris and Kel.
There
She
you
loves
go.
it when I do this.
She's doing it in the new year.
Who dat?
Yeah, who dat?
We haven't done that in forever.
I know. We know the people
And our
love
OGs,
it.
our OGs are like, where who dat? Where who dat?
Yeah, who dat? Who dat? Anyway,
What are you working on?
I am working on Tea Party, and you guys are like, you haven't done any progress on all these videos because we batch, we record in a batch and then we post weekly. So yes, I've just worked on the eyes because Kel let me borrow or use some of her special drills. But I love this canvas. Tea Party, Simone Candini.
And keep an eye out on Kris's Instagram. She always posts updates. So
yes.
If you want to see her continued progress, even though we're bulk filming, check it. Blah, 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 blah. Check it out.
I didn't use the Crafts and Coffee page to do this, which I should have. I normally do because that way one of us is entering on Crafts and Coffee, and I just spazzed and put my own. And you put your own, but we still upload to Crafts and Coffee IG to keep you guys informed.
Oh yeah, and this is going to be part of our 2023 finishes that we like to create in our Instagram. You can go back and watch our 2021 finishes and 2022 finishes. Yeah. What do they call those? Highlights?
Highlights,
okay.
Yeah. Although we were really bad about doing it last year. We had a lot more highlights than we... Yeah, they're not in order, but that's fine. Yeah. Anyway, I don't know how long this is going to take me because this is a huge canvas and it's square and I struggle with squares. They take me a lot longer. But I like it. It's fun. I love it. I can't wait to hang this in the kids' room. And what are you working on?
And who cares how long it takes you? As long, if you're enjoying every minute of it, that's cool.
I just feel like I didn't have a lot of finishes last year, and this year between my hand and what's going on with mom, it's gonna take me a while. It's okay.
And you had your cross stitch finishes though. To me, those are like worth at least a couple diamond paintings each.
I'm telling you.
You know?
And I'm gonna start the new Horror 2.0. I ordered my fabric. It's coming.
Good.
So as soon as that comes, it starts, I think, February 4th around there,
that
she
sounds
said.
Right, yeah.
So I'm gonna be doing that.
Oh, man.
Did you order fabric?
No.
You're like, you didn't even do the first one.
I didn't finish the first one.
Yeah. Oh, you did it. You started it.
I started it. And the thing is like, honestly...
You don't love it as much?
Now that I diamond paint in my bed.
Yeah.
I could see it, like, I know you cross stitch in your bed, right?
I do.
Usually.
And at work.
Yeah. So if I didn't have the ability to diamond paint in bed, I would probably focus more on cross stitch because I do like it and I miss it, but I just don't have that to do it. Anyway, let me, this is Queen of Hearts by no one other but Hannah Lynn. And these are to participate in hashtag Alice in a Winter Wonderland. Now, by the time you see this video, these events will be over, but we always, like to say what we participated in. Also, Blinging in the New Year 2023 and Ticket to Ride.
Okay, so before we start talking again about your new life, help me with this. Should I bling this up a little bit, the cat? Because I need to start figuring out what I'm doing.
So what I do is I pull the colors that are charted, and then I do you have the picture of what it's supposed to look like? Because
let me go get that and the drills that I think I already pulled.
Okay.
Pause. Hold on. But you have a lot of purples that I can use too.
Oh yeah. It's funny how you accumulate drills and not sure how over the years you got so many of any particular color, but they come in handy. Like having a big stash is awesome because then you don't have to like wait for an order to come in and all that, but it takes time to build up. Tmall has some great starter sets though. So if you haven't started blinging your canvases out, go check out dpwithsparklers.com. She has great sets out there to get you started.
I think Nova might be my dog now. She likes me.
I didn't have a doubt that she wouldn't like you because
the dog whisperer.
I think she thinks I'm her friend and not her mom, and she likes to run away from me.
I'll help you with training her, and I'll teach you how to.
Thank you. Yeah, I need it. I need it.
Okay, so here's the photo.
Okay.
I'm sure you guys can. I'm sure you've seen it before.
I need to really see it.
And then, oh my gosh, I got a white opal, which I needed some rounds. Ooh. This is lilac, so pretty.
Oh, I've never seen
lilac
in person.
This is coffee. Wow. Do you have coffee?
No.
And then I got some square drills.
Ooh, those are AB crystals.
Yeah.
Oh,
so wow. I ordered some of those because I think I might have done it for this. I actually might have done these for her
these
eyes.
are crystal jellies.
Yeah, I ordered some jellies because I've
never seen a crystal jelly in person.
What I'm going to do is, in the picture here, all the like teapot, teacup, the food, I'm going to do that in jellies because they have like flowers on the teapots and stuff.
This color.
So I'm going to be doing the decorative teapot and stuff and the food in jellies.
Awesome.
The bright colors.
Yeah, so this is just a crystal, but this is a crystal jelly, which isn't as opaque as a regular jelly. Opaque, whatever. See-through. Wow. Okay. I'm glad I saw those in person because now it's a concern of mine sometimes when the jellies are see-through. That's why I only get jellies that are AB coated. That way you cannot see the symbol, behind. But
so I'm okay with these.
Yeah.
Because there's stuff on the back.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
And wow, I love that color.
I know it's nice,
it's beautiful.
Isn't it? These are I really like these 606.
And coffee.
It's such a pretty color.
Yeah, coffee. Oh my gosh, yeah. And lilac.
I like the lilac.
I don't even know
really
how to.
Pretty. It's like in between a pink purple,
yeah.
but it's. Yeah, I thought
it's almost like
gorgeous.
A brown too, and I don't know.
Yeah, it's
hard to describe that one.
It is, but I love it. It's a gorgeous color.
Yeah, I didn't even know
used in different ways. Yeah, well, maybe
I didn't know she had the car. Yeah, probably. I didn't know she had the coffee.
A round for squares, right? Yeah. So.
Yeah.
Mom's dogs are out of control.
Oh man, they miss her.
They're just. Hold on. Oh. Oops.
Lights out.
There we go. Okay, so I wanted to continue with the conversation about what you're going through and your separation, because for those of you who've been with us for a while, we had a Valentine's video last year that we did with our significant others.
And I'll put it in the eye right here. So if people want to see what we're talking about, this is where you can see the video.
And we had the video, and we just asked each other questions, and it was a game, and
like newlywed game.
It was fun.
Yeah.
But in that video, you guys seem so connected. You seem so like the best you've ever been.
We were. I thought we were. I felt that was the best we had ever been.
Yeah. So I wanted to kind of touch on that a little bit because I'm sure maybe people are going to question what happened.
Yeah. Oh, is that where I start talking?
That's where you start talking.
Well, I don't have all those answers, but what I believe to be the case is that was the closest and the best I ever felt in our marriage. I felt like we were communicating well, all of it. But what I've realized and expressed in our last whip and chat was that there was quite a bit of neglect on my husband's side as far as I went. So when it was a time where he was being affectionate and being that person, that's why we looked like the perfect couple, because I was finally getting something that I was starving for.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And he was turning on the charm.
Right.
I've been reading about narcissists, and they put on an amazing show for others.
Absolutely.
They are the most charming, friendly people
married to one.
You will ever meet. So, yeah. So that's why I was extra happy, because I was like, oh my gosh, I was so pleased with how the video went. I mean, you know, yeah. And how does things...
Yeah.
The thing is when it's a front and it's a show, it doesn't last.
True.
You know, and then things go back to the way they were. So, you want to express the observation?
Well, I just thought you guys were really like in lockstep, you know, like you were happy, you always spent time together, you know, like you guys were just like connected.
Mm-hmm.
So when all this craziness kind of went down all of a sudden, I was like, what happened, you know? But I think, you know, like you said, a lot of it was show. It was him putting on a false
performance.
You know, yeah. I think he was not just for the camera, but for you.
Yeah. Letting
you think, you know, because if he's like that, you're not looking at anything else.
Right. Oh, he's happy.
And now we know that, you know, years ago you could have been looking at something.
Oh,
you know? So it's just very, you know, you guys have been together so long and he's made a lot of mistakes, and you know, he was young when you got together, and I make that an allowance that I shouldn't, but I thought he grew up and became a mature man who put his family first, you know, after him not doing that the first half of your relationship, you know?
Yeah.
So it's very disappointing, and I'm to the point, I'm angry. I wouldn't be angry if it was just you two, but because he involved the kids, that's what makes me angry, because the kids have no idea what he's ever done or your relationship issues, because you guys have always kind of not involved the kids and hid it from them. You know, not hid, but, you know, they didn't see any dysfunction, really, you know? So...
But I was seen as unaffectionate because of my husband's attachment style of being withdrawn. Right. So anyway, that's neither here nor there, but...
It just makes me really upset because now the kids are like, their world has kind of blown up. Yeah. Their security and safety and everything that they thought they had. And I know what that feels like, because our mom and stepdad got divorced when I was 28. You were 26. You know, it's hard when your parents get divorced, but when you're an adult and they get divorced, it was a shock. Yeah. Like, they were our security. They were, you know, I went to their house 3 times a week. Yeah. Almost every weekend we'd barbecue. And like, they were a huge part of and they helped me deal with my dysfunction in my marriage because I had them to go to, you know, or not. And not that I told them anything, but I could just go over there.
Right. You can escape to their house and get away for a bit. Yeah.
So I'm very upset with him for doing this to the kids.
Well, and I think that's why it's hurting so much, because I really thought we were in the best place we had ever been. I felt so in tune with him, so in alignment. Our communication was awesome. And then, you know, he did start becoming more and more withdrawn, more and more stressed, but wouldn't necessarily talk to me about it. He would just be stressed, and you know, so obviously I knew something was happening. I just didn't know what. Yeah. And we had talked about a hypothetical one time about, like, what if he was doing something that he chose not to share with me? And I'm not talking about infidelity, I'm talking about something else. But what if he made a decision to not tell me? Mm-hmm. And I said, well, at first I was like, yeah, I probably don't want to know. But
so then he brought this up?
We were watching TV.
Okay.
And I'll get into specifics more with you later.
Okay.
But we're watching TV and we're talking hypothetical, you know? And it could have been something I asked him. Would you tell me or would you not tell me? Okay. And he was like, well, I would want to protect you, so I wouldn't tell you. And at first I was like, yeah, that's probably the best, you know? and I'm talking about legal.
Yeah. Okay.
Like basically, if I don't know he's doing something illegal,
then you can't get in trouble for
that
it.
would be for the best, right? To keep it away from the family.
Right.
But then I thought, wait a second, if basically he would be sneaking around doing something and not telling me.
Yeah.
I would know something was up, and I would think he was having an affair. Because if you don't tell me, then I'm going to go to that. That's just where I go. I mean, there's 100 million things you can lie to someone about, but to me, if you're my spouse, that's what I go to. That's my my biggest insecurity. And we talked about it, and I thought he heard me. But you know, people are going to make the choices that they make, and I felt after everything that I found out, it made me rethink our whole relationship, and it made me rethink the future, because I thought I was going to spend the rest of my life with him. I really thought we were going to be the couple to make it. Like, really. I was like, I'm like, really?
I never thought that about myself, but well, but I mean, you for sure.
But
I mean, if you can make it 30 years,
right?
I mean, but I've seen this in other couples where it's like 25 years they break up, 30 years break up. How? Like, that's when it's supposed to get easier, because you just have each other. Like, all the other stuff.
Well, we don't have empty nest syndrome yet. I know it happens during empty nest because, oh shit, you know, the couple only has each other and they don't have the kids. There's an distraction or whatever, you know. But it's like I've seen such a progression of indifference and lack of consideration for anyone else. I think. And the funny thing is I have been dealing with this, you know, lies and half-truths and that feeling in your gut where you're like, something's going on. Like, I'm not making this shit up. But if I didn't find a receipt or if I didn't find proof, he would make me think I'm crazy, you know? Like,
that's called gaslighting.
Yeah. So, but when I did start actually finding receipts, when I did start finding pictures, when I did start seeing conversations with him and other people, with him admitting to what he's done, it's like, you can't talk me out of those things now. This is concrete evidence. Yeah. And you cannot tell me that this is not reality. Yeah. We're not in the Twilight Zone. This is real. And that is when he left, because
he couldn't get out of it anymore.
You can't. And never, I can't ever say he has ever said, Kel, I'm sorry I fucked up. I'll do better. I'll try harder. I need that acknowledgement. Yeah. And it's really not that hard. It's hard. It's hard. But if you don't admit that you fucked up, you're insinuating that you didn't. Right. Because it seems like he doesn't think he did anything wrong. And this wasn't one incident or one time or 1 year of our marriage. Yeah. This is years of shit behind my back. Yeah. Yeah. And that's why I rethink everything. And, you know, I don't blame myself. I know
you shouldn't.
I was conditioned. I mean, we've been together for so long. He conditioned me, don't look too close, or he was lying about things about work, right? But they had an employee dinner every year where the employees can bring their spouses and they can meet and greet and all that. Never did he invite me. He wanted to keep that separation between all his lies. Yep. And what happened is, shit started blending and shit started coming out, and all he could do was run. He could do is run, because
he literally ran.
Literally
gone.
Ghost. Like gone. Like
abandoned. I wonder in his head if he thinks he can come back. You know, because he has never that he's done this. Right. But he's always gotten away with things. Right. You know, so I really wonder in his mind.
Probably, especially if he doesn't think he's done these wrong things. Yeah. Because to my knowledge, he hasn't even acknowledged his fuck ups.
Right.
Like, that needs to happen for me. I'm not talking about a relationship. He needs to do that for me. And for himself, honestly.
You can never, this is something
Narcissists
I learned.
Don't.
This is something I learned. You have to let that go.
Oh, I'm not expecting it.
Don't expect anything.
No.
Don't want anything. Nothing. And even if he opened his mouth and said these things, it doesn't mean he's going to change, or that he would mean it, or that anything.
That he learned anything from it. Yeah.
Anything.
Yeah. Yeah.
For me,
I agree.
I tried to do the friendship thing after I was divorced, but some people are too comfortable. Narcissists are so comfortable in the fact that they think nobody notices who they are. And then he spoke to me in a way through a text message that I was like, oh, honey, I am not your wife anymore. You cannot gaslight me. You cannot talk to me like that. You know. And I ended it. I was like, we will never talk and be friends again. We never text again. We never spoke. Like, if I see him at the kids, or I'll say, hey, how you doing? You know, keep it light.
Yeah.
But we will never have a conversation where you can lie to me or speak to me in a way that you think
is okay.
That is okay.
Yeah. Because that's his natural tendency, right?
There is never a line with these people.
Yeah. Well, they don't have any boundaries.
No boundaries.
That's why they don't think they're doing anything wrong.
Yeah. And
it's because everything is okay.
And they think they're bullshitting everyone, and everyone's buying it.
Even though, I thought we had a mutual agreement. Right. I don't cheat. You don't cheat.
Right.
I don't lie. You don't lie.
Yeah.
What the
Put
fuck
the family
is so
first.
hard about
Right.
that?
Well,
and I would tell him, if you're not happy, if you want someone else, if you want to be, like, I will not put up a fight. Like,
yeah, but they want everything. They want it their way. They want the family at home, the kids and the wife,
freaking hoe on the side,
and their life on the side.
Yeah,
that they can do whatever, whenever, and with whoever.
You know why? Because narcissists are all about excitement and immediate fucking gratification and themselves.
Themselves is the key word.
That's it.
Yep.
All about what he wants.
Yeah.
All of it. I catered to it. I mean, I was perfect. I was like, oh, okay. We'll go there. Okay. Because I wanted him to be happy. I didn't want eggshells.
Yeah.
And I codependency people believe that if I treat you right, you'll eventually treat me right. You'll eventually come around.
I just have to love you hard enough.
You'll appreciate me one day.
Exactly.
And it's like, he left when he knew I was done. I was like, I cannot love you and love me at the same time. Because if I love you, you're hurting me.
Yeah. And
if I let you hurt me, I don't love myself.
Absolutely.
And I've done that for too many years.
Yeah. I
have. I mean, of course, as a mom, I would always put my kids' needs first, and then I would put my husband's needs next, and then, there would be nothing left for me, and I wouldn't even fucking think of myself.
Right.
And it's up to me now. I don't want to keep going around and around in a circle, but I do know that I have work to do. I have work to do on myself. I am going to learn to love myself, to celebrate myself, to give me a high five in the mirror every morning that Mel Robbins taught me about, the high five habit. Because when you high five yourself, you're seeing you're acknowledging yourself, you're celebrating yourself, and
I think as women, we are so naturally just giving and nurturing and taking care of everybody else that we don't do that. And then I think that we get to like our 50s, or depending on when you had children and whatever, and then you get older and you're like, wait a minute,
what about me?
Who am I? What do I want? What do I like? You never think of yourself, and it's time that we all do that. And luckily, and it's funny because like my daughter's going through the same thing. She's trying to figure out how to not be codependent and like think of everybody else too, and you know, and focus on herself without, we shouldn't feel guilty.
Right.
I have let that go with my kids. I don't feel guilty. I do what I can do for you and help you in the ways I can. And if you don't think that's enough, that's your problem, not mine. I'm doing what I can do.
Yes.
And I was so codependent with my kids that, and because they had such a miserable childhood growing up in the home that we had, it was so hard that when they became adults, teenagers and adults, that I'm trying to take care of them in ways I shouldn't take care of them, because I love them, I did my best, and I have to acknowledge that and let that go. And that took a long time for me to do.
Yep.
But now I'm in the place where I love my kids and my grandkids, and I'll be there, but not at my expense.
Awesome.
And I'm done with me being the one, you know, and
sacrificing.
And now with mom, it's like, I love mom and I have to do this for her, but I don't stay at my mom's bedside 10 hours a day at the hospital.
Yeah.
I do as much as I can do every day.
Yep.
And you know, one day it was 11 hours and then another day it was 2 hours.
Right.
And that's just what I have at that day.
Yep.
And I have to be, it doesn't mean I don't love her, and I'm not putting her ahead of it, you know, of everything that day, but we have to do what we can do, but we have to be strong and healthy for ourselves, or we cannot be that way for anybody else.
Yep.
And I think we should link all the
podcasts
that we're listening to right now, and the one I just sent you, I've just started listening to myself. So we're going through,
cool.
I just stumbled upon it yesterday, and I just sent it to you because I was like, this might be something good to listen to.
Oh yeah, I love them because they're talking about really in-depth things, but it's in a conversational way where you don't feel like you're being lectured or talked down to, or it's people that get it on in their own way, and it's so relatable. You know,
I actually, you know, Mary Wambash, I think was her name.
No,
she's one of them on the podcast.
Oh, okay. I just don't know their names yet.
She is a professional soccer player.
Oh,
yeah. She and I saw her on a TV show, which was so funny because when I looked at the podcast yesterday and I was looking at the people that do, because I'm like, these sound familiar. I remember watching a show about her and about their relationship, because they're a lesbian couple. But I think like one of them, Glenda, was maybe married to somebody else.
Yeah, one of them
or something.
I don't know, but I remember she has an ex.
Yeah. So anyway, but it was funny because I was like, I just watched a show on this woman and talking about her life and her playing soccer and stuff, but she doesn't have a degree in psychology like the other one.
Yeah.
And then they always have a guest on.
Yes.
But anyway.
I think two of them are siblings, aren't they?
No, they're a couple.
Oh, okay. No, I know they're a couple, but the other two are siblings. There's 3 people on the show.
Okay, well, I'll have to look at it.
I could be wrong.
Yeah.
I could be
wrong.
Anyway.
But they usually have guests on, doctors and stuff.
Yeah.
But anyway, if you're into self-help or into like putting yourself first this year, I highly recommend podcasts.
Yeah.
You know, I get a lot from them.
Yeah.
I really do. And I've always been a self-help person. I have gone through all the books, and podcasts are like the thing that's just easiest for me now because I'm in the car so much. So
yeah. And I do want to go back to our previous Whip and Chat where I asked people what was the thing that they wanted to replace first when they became like the first thing. And do you want to guess what you think mine was?
What was yours?
My toothbrush.
You moved it or replaced it or threw his away? What do you
I replaced my toothbrush.
Oh.
I wanted to get rid of my toothbrush right away.
That's so funny.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
Isn't it? Huh. I'm like, I have to get rid of my toothbrush. I cannot have that same toothbrush go into my mouth now. Because
that is so weird.
Right.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying it makes sense, but
yeah.
I want to know and guess what? I bought new underwear.
Oh.
Okay. And I bought lobster bisque soup from the store that I heat up and I had it last night. I had half of the container. And I was like, this is bomb ass shit.
Is it because you never had it?
I never had it. Well, I wouldn't have ever. Well, because everything I get, I have to share, right?
Oh.
And I don't want to buy expensive stuff, and then we all, you know what I mean? Like this is like a specialty item.
Okay.
That I wanted to get myself, just for me. Nobody else fucking touch it. It's mine.
You know what?
And you know what? I enjoyed the shit out of it.
Yeah.
And I just sat there and I was like, this is what's up.
Yeah.
I need to do, I'm not talking about food. I'm talking about thinking of myself.
Yeah.
And doing one little thing for myself.
Good.
And it was important to me to be very present.
Yeah.
Because I should enjoy it. I deserve it.
Girl, I know when you're a mom and you're in a marriage, you're always like, that's it. Now, I'm always like, oh, what do I want to eat today?
Right?
When I'm out. Like, I'm not at home. So I'm
you
like,
don't have
what do I want to stop and eat today?
You don't have to make a call or a text or,
I focus on myself.
Yeah.
Because even like with us, we don't really eat the same food and we don't make food together. We're always doing it individually.
Yeah.
And mom too. We all just do our own thing.
Okay.
Which will change now that with mom. But, it's kind of nice. I have to say,
right.
I love it.
I'm like, I might start liking this.
Yeah, it's not all bad. It's an adjustment. It's just getting used to being just one. But you know what? That one is pretty cool. And, you know.
I mean, something I learned too is let's celebrate the little wins every day.
Yeah.
A win every day. You could have had a shitty ass day, but maybe a little something was the sparkle on top of that shit. Right. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And look for those things.
Yeah.
Look. What was the best part? What's going to be today and what's going to be tomorrow?
Right.
You know, it's like, there is something good.
Absolutely.
You know?
Yeah.
So.
Absolutely.
And it's just nighttime is hardest for me, you know, still. But I'm getting there.
You'll get there. You'll make it.
I'll get there, and it's a process. You know,
and then one day you're going to be like, why did I waste so much time?
Right? I'm at the point where I'm like, oh my God, I didn't cry today. Like,
that's good.
I had a whole day that I didn't cry, you know? And then the next 2 days I was a fucking mess, but it's okay. Yeah. It's okay because 30 years is a lot to let go of.
Over it in a day.
I'm learning I have to let go. Like Mel Robbins says, what's the quickest way to end a tug of war? Let go.
Yep. And I'm going to give you this advice, and I don't think that you are going to have this issue, but when I got divorced, when it was literally like you, one day he was there, one day he was not, and he was just gone, and it was such a shock to my system, and it was such a traumatic event that happened behind it that I spiraled and started doing bad things.
Oh, okay.
Drinking, going out, partying,
becoming a hoe.
Yeah, like just doing everything that I'd never done.
Right. Well, you were making up for all that lost time.
I was, but I was also distracting the hell out of myself.
True.
And it took me about a year to be like, okay, I think I have to face this, you know? And I just want for you, like, take a year to just do you.
Yeah. Oh,
be healthy. Just do everything about you. Like, try to be better. Even if you met a man tomorrow, you wouldn't know what to do with him because you don't know.
And I'd probably be attracted to the wrong one.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So no.
Absolutely.
But you know, it's about the little things. Like on Friday after work, after picking up King from the vet, I went by the store, and the guy that was checking me out.
Hi, he was checking you out.
Hi. I had a little banter with him, you know, because I have my debit card, but it has a chip, so usually you can like tap or whatever. And he's like, no, you got to put it all the way in. And I said, well, that's what he said. And then he said, oh, he laughs, and I go, it's much better than just the tip. And then we kind of kept going back and forth.
Gosh.
And it was great because it was probably 4 minutes.
Yeah. I
got some human interaction from a man.
Yeah.
And I walked away like fucking just like amused.
Right.
I walked away amused and smiling.
Yeah.
But that's enough for me. I don't want your number.
Right.
I don't want your name. That was fun.
I don't want your problems.
No, that was fun. And okay, bye. You know what I mean? Like, that's enough. That's enough. And, you know, I like making other people smile, you know, with my banter. And, you know, maybe that's something that he'll say was a good part of his day. Yeah. You know, but I don't want any strings or anything, you know?
Yeah. No,
And so I was just like, that was freaking awesome. That was fun. And not to say that wouldn't have happened. You know, I probably wouldn't have gone as far as I did. Well,
you would have. That's you.
But, I don't know. Yeah. But that was a little win, you know? That was kind of like, okay, like, I'm not a complete mess, and I can still enjoy myself. And, because, like, when this first started, I'm like, when am I going to laugh again? Because I tried to watch, I was telling you. Yeah. I'm going to try to watch Chelsea Handler's stand-up and go to sleep. Girl, I like Chelsea Handler, but I was like, this is not funny. Yeah. And it totally could have been my mood.
It probably was. Because even when something's
and
really
I was
bad,
like, this isn't funny. This is actually making it worse because now I'm noticing how not funny it is. Yeah. So I had to, you know, turn it off. But yeah, everything will work out. You're going to be fine. You're going to be better off. Yeah. It's probably going to be a hard year just for the fact that you're going to have to go through the legal stuff and getting a new place. Maybe you're going to be okay. Alone, but you're going to be okay no matter what. You have your family, you have your kids. You're not going to be homeless. You're not going to be without. You're going to be fine. Right, guys? So contribute to our Ko-Fi because I might be on the streets in 6 months. We have a lot of fundraising to do. Yeah, we do. But because I was the same way, within a couple months of him leaving, we had to move. Mm-hmm. I couldn't even handle everything. My daughter had to help me so much because it was so much to deal with. Yeah. And legal issues and all that. So, but with that said, my daughter and I were talking, you're going to be fine because it's so hard in the moment. You don't know what's going to happen, but at least you have us to tell you you're going to be okay. Yeah. Like we have your back. We have the kids back. Mm-hmm. We've been through this already. Right. My family's been through this, so we know how to help you. Yeah. It's just going to be emotionally focused on yourself and what you can handle, and you're going to be okay. Yeah. So. Yeah, and I want to say thank you to all the support I've gotten so far. I've only reached out to a couple YouTube friends so far, and they've been nothing but supportive, and, you know. Yeah. I appreciate that, you know. I don't share a lot with a lot of people, but the people I do share with, I trust them. Right. And I know it won't go any further than our conversations, and I wouldn't have it any other way because I would do the same for them, and you know. Yeah. See, I'm a type of person that treats others the way I want to be treated. Absolutely. So, and I trust them. So, yeah. Okay, do we need a dad joke to end this video? Hell yeah. My husband's so shitty. No, I'm playing. How shitty is he? Instead of your mama jokes, your husband's so shitty. His dick is so dirty. Okay. Sorry, guys. Sorry. I knew I would cross a line here somewhere. Yeah, we're going to have an expletive beware on the video in the beginning. You know, when I thought about us filming today, I was like, I'm going to be cussing up a storm. I'm going to have to tell people, look, if you're going to be offended by cursing in this video, you might as well just turn away. Yeah. But actually, I wasn't as bad as I thought at all. I'm sure Mindy might beg to differ, but... Oh, Mindy. No one's as high up on the cloud of an angel as Mindy. Exactly. But I think she got a little devil on her shoulder that... She definitely does. You know. And I'm sure she definitely has your back and would curse along right with you. Yeah, she would. Okay. You ready? Yep. What did the blanket say as it fell off the bed?
I've fallen and I can't get up.
Oh, sheet.
Oh. I like it.
That one's a good one.
Look at your dog snoring over there.
She is
knocked out.
I told you. I'm gonna have to take a picture.
Quiet and tired.
That's what I was thinking would happen, but it took a few hours. A couple
right?
hours.
Like, well, till we put her in her crate.
Yeah. Okay, let's go with this one. This isn't a question, it's just a joke. A truck loaded with Vicks Vapor Rub overturned on the highway.
What happened?
Amazingly, there was no congestion for 8 hours.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Yeah, I found. I love this one too. Here's a bonus. Here's a bonus. And you might get this one. What do you call security guards working outside Samsung shops?
Androids. I don't know.
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh, funny. I don't watch that kind of stuff.
Yeah, you're not into the like Marvel and the other one. Okay, well, I don't want to use all these up, so I guess we can wrap it up. And
right, guys.
What kind of emoji do we want? Because, you know, that's how we'll really know you made it all the way.
Flip the finger. Flip the bird.
Yeah, give us the finger. It don't matter.
Give him the finger.
Give a bunch of them.
Yeah, give a whole bunch of fingers to him.
Like, show us how many you think he deserves.
Yeah.
And maybe a pile of shit, too.
There you go.
You know? And a knife. Oh, okay, let me stop.
Okay. This is not a true crime video. No violence. All right, crafters. Thanks for watching.
Bye.